Welcome to the Sentinel Report. Alex Newman, your host here. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Obviously, woke has infected every area of our lives, and a lot of it, of course, is coming out of academia. But so far, we haven't really seen organized, thoughtful resistance to this, as Elon Musk calls it, mind virus coming out of academia itself. Well, that is changing, and one of the men leading that resistance effort joins us today. His name is Zvi Shalem. He does a lot of different things. He's involved in a Science versus Woke Manifesto. He's going to be one of the speakers at a major conference coming up at Buckingham about these very issues, and he's got a very illustrious career himself. He has been involved in mathematics and physics. He's at the Israel Center for Excellence Through Education, does a lot of work in math, physics, and science, and again, he's helping lead the counterattack. Zvi, welcome to the program. Thank you very much for joining us. Give us a 2-minute understanding of the problem with woke in academia. What's the goal? Why is it so dangerous?
All right, so thank you very much. The problem with woke, not in the sense of just crazy students running around, but in the deeper sense, taking into account the genealogy of these ideas that go back all the way to Marx and even Hegel, and even before that. But what we have to understand is that woke isn't just a set of different ideas that can be discussed in an academic setting or rational debate. Woke represents an alternative epistemology. It's a fancy word. It simply means a way of understanding how the world works. For example, the way they use words is absolutely different than the way you would use words in everyday conversation or in science. In both of these realms, you try to use words in order to describe reality, communicate, express yourself. But under the woke epistemology, words aren't used for all of those things. Words are used in order to get the other person, audience, to act in a certain way and feel in a certain way. And a lot of their technique is simply based on language games. They flip the meaning of words. For example, critical thinking, that's a big one. So with critical thinking, you would assume that means thinking independently, relating the ideas to evidence, worrying about consistency. But that's not at all what critical theory means. The critical theory is neo-Marxism. But critical theory in practice simply creates students that think that their antagonistic feelings of society are critical thinking. So the more things they find to hate about society and say what's wrong with them, that means they are more of a critical thinker. And that's absolutely incompatible with doing science, because if you study a certain topic in science, you might find points where you could criticize society. It can happen, but with the woke, it's dogmatic criticism, and you could say, and it's strategic. So what they're able to create is tribal allegiance to malleable terms. That's a way to frame what their project is doing, which means we have people in the academy, for example, who have a tribal allegiance. They feel they're on the same team doing something, reconstructing society, tearing what's bad, tearing it down. So they have this tribal allegiance to each other and to these malleable terms. For example, the oppressed, all right? So the oppressed is a term that can be made to mean different things. For example, you could say that the Hamas terrorists who attack Israel are the oppressed, or a male who wants to participate in female boxing competition is not allowed to do so is the oppressed. So once you have these allegiance to a term that somebody else can inject any meaning he wants into it, that means he who declares the meaning of the words at any certain moment has the absolute power over you, because you gave, if you're in this tribe, you gave up your individual thinking, and you will never say, wait, I didn't sign up for that. I don't think I ever said that males and female sports make sense. But if you express those ideas, and you challenge the narrative of those who assign themselves as a representative of the oppressed and get to define all the words, then you're the extreme right. And it doesn't matter if you're black or homosexual or whatever. Actually, it's even worse. If you're black, for example, and you challenge them, then you're a very big threat, and they will come after you because you're destroying their power base, their claim to power, claim to moral authority. And then you will find out that you will no longer go black, for example.
Mm-hmm. Zvi, okay. You had a really good elevator pitch that you mentioned to me on really the way to really succinctly describe what woke is about. Give us that, and then in the last minute we have left, let's talk about how academia can fight back here.
All right. So the basic elevator pitch, since Marx, is very, very simple. Marx, in his philosophical and economic manuscripts in 1844, says that in order to destroy private property, we have to destroy religion, the state, morality, the family, science, art, etc., like everything. And then we can get to be a species being, whatever that means. So basically, the elevator speech means destroy everything, give me absolute power, and everything will be okay. Okay? So it's absolutely amazing that with that elevator speech, the Marxists were able to sell that to a liberal modern society that knows how to get spaceships up to the moon. So I mean, aside from that, it would be an absolute tragedy to have this crazy evil ideology prevail. It's more than a tragedy. It's like, I don't know, how would you call it? I mean, it's so silly, it's so idiotic. Because
Zvi, and we're almost out of time here, but you've got a big thing coming up, the Buckingham Conference. You guys are working on the Science versus Woke Manifesto. How and when can people learn more?
All right, so it's being drafted. Very prominent thinkers are coming to this conference. Helen Procrose, who works with James Lindsay. Steven Pinker's coming, Gad Saad, big names. And what I want to help push forward is this idea of a manifesto, because that actually shows why science and woke are a zero-sum game. One of them will prevail, one will not. Because until now, most declarations trying to defend a liberal society and scientific integrity were focusing on things like free speech, which is absolutely important. But there's a reason that free speech is threatened. It's not just, oh no, there's a problem with free speech. There is a specific attack on free speech, an attack that stems from an ideology with very specific goals, with a certain structure, with a belief system, with a strategy. And we have to acknowledge that. We really do have to acknowledge reality. I know today acknowledging reality.
And Zvi, we're out of time in this segment, but I really appreciate you joining us. I can't wait to get you back again as we get closer to the conference. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you very much for joining us, Zvi Shalem. Really appreciate you coming on the Sentinel Report. Thank you, sir. And you folks, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with more here on the Sentinel Report. Thank you. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. That's all we have for you today here on the Sentinel Report, because we are flat out of time. But get over to libertysentinel.org, libertysentinel.org. You can sign up for our free newsletter. You can support our sponsors. You can even make a donation if you want to see more. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.